Here's the instructional video for Redux. To begin, you're going to need a few cards. You're going to need to take out a double facer. In this case, I'm using a King of Hearts and an Ace of Hearts double facer. If you don't have a double facer handy, at the end we're going to explain a method for you to go ahead and peel cards and make your own double facers at home. Otherwise, you can purchase them through Penguin Magic. We have a variety of double facers. They're usually included in a lot of gaff tricks, so you should have one. If not, we'll teach you how to make one. Whatever card you're using, if we're going to use the King of Hearts, that's the one you want to use, then you're going to have to find the King of Diamonds and the regular King of Hearts and the regular Ace of Hearts, okay, the other side. So here's how we're going to start the setup. You're going to take and flip over a card second from the top. Follow it by the real King of Hearts, okay? And then finally, turn over the double facer so the King of Hearts is facing down. So it should look like an indifferent card, a face-up indifferent card, the regular King of Hearts, and then your double facer with the King of Hearts, the side that you're going to turn over in a minute, facing down. So it'll look just like so. Next, you're going to place the King of Diamonds on top of the pack, and you're going to keep a break below the top 5 cards. And you're going to put the Ace of Hearts into the middle and leave it slightly in-jogged. Okay, just like so. It's going to stay in-jogged. Let me get you a good view of that. By about a 1/16 of an inch. So it's sticking out of the pack. To begin, you're going to be able to nonchalantly show both kings, including their backs. The way you do this is you turn the king over, the King of Diamonds, and you deal it down. Now, you're going to do a quadruple lift. So you've got a break. You're going to reach in, turn it over, be very nonchalant, and it looks as if you just showed the back of the king. It's just a nice convincer instead of just taking a king out of the pack. You can do either or. That's just a nice convincer I like to use. If you have a double backer at home, which is a card with a back on one side and a back on the other side, you can skip this part of having all these different cards, and in lieu of that, you could just have the double backer directly above the king, and that way when you would turn it over, this would show a back if this 3 were a double backer, just as an example. At this point, you put the 2 kings down, and we're going to do a dribble force to force this Ace of Hearts. So what you do is with your thumb, you're going to establish a break above the Ace of Hearts. So I push down on the in-jogged card and establish a break, just like so. And now what you're going to do, I'm just going to give you an exposed view, is you're going to dribble, and this is a timing force. So you're going to dribble, and you're going to tell them, go ahead, just say stop whenever you'd like. And you just go slow, and whenever they say stop, you just drop the rest of the cards. It may look a bit like daft, like you're very straightforward about it, but if you just say, go ahead, just say stop whenever you want to stop, it'll look just like they stopped you right there. And in general, people aren't going to go beyond it because you dictate the speed. Don't go really quick or else they might say stop after your break. Go slow. Just whenever you want, just say stop. Go ahead, whenever. And that puts pressure on them. At that point, show the card. And in this case, you force the Ace of Hearts. Put it in the middle and lose it. Now, a good little magician fooler aspect is if you pretend to keep a break in between it, and then you pretend to do some sort of tricky move, like a pass or some sort of control to the top, because they're going to think you did that, but you really didn't. At this point, you're going to pick up the King of Hearts and the King of Diamonds, and as you pick these up and display them, you're very nonchalantly going to push the top card over and establish a break. Now, in reality, when we did that turnover, I did that twice. You should be, at this point, you should have a King of Hearts on top, followed by an indifferent card, followed up by a face-up indifferent card. Okay, I was just showing you the situation if you're using a real double backer instead of the impromptu double backer. You're going to spread these out, show them, establish a break beneath the top card, and then place them on top and steal the top card, which is another King of Hearts. Underneath these 2, pull over the King of Diamonds, and then you're taking the King of Hearts as a single card, when in reality it's a double facer, and underneath it's the real king. Put the deck aside. You don't need it for the time. Oh, I'm sorry. Put it down, face down, and then just simply spread and jump in. And when you do, all you're doing is spreading it out. So you're spreading the 2 cards, it looks like 2 cards, into 3. Now they think that's going to be the Ace of Hearts. So you're going to play on their expectations. You're going to do a nice little deceptive move where it looks as if you take this card and turn it over. What you're actually going to do is you're going to hold the face down card on top of the King of Diamonds, and you're going to put the king on top as if you're picking it up and just turn the king over. Okay? Because it's a double facer. Show the Ace of Hearts. Now, as you bring it back, as you turn both hands back over, right hand's going to go palm down, left hand's going to go palm up. Your left thumb is going to kick this card up and to the right. So it's going to go just like that. So they see the ace, and then when you bring it down, it looks like you just turned it over. It's very, very strong retention of vision. In reality, that's the real King of Hearts. You're going to put that down. At this point, we're going to do a modification of the frustration count. You could do a regular frustration, which is where you just turn the pack over, thumb off the top card, show the next one, thumb that off. The way I do it is I hold the cards in my left hand, and using my right hand, palm down at the inner left corner, and using my left forefinger at the outer right corner as a pivot point, I'm going to revolve the cards. Okay, you got to just watch this. Revolve the cards around, one full revolution, and then using my right middle finger, push the card over to the left, the top card, pull the next one out, and do the same thing. So I've actually just displayed what seems to them like two backs, but I've actually been showing only one back. It's just a different version of the frustration count. At this point, you're going to take and you're going to do Ed Marlowe's Miracle Change, only you're going to do it and steal a card. We're going to bring these cards up, and as soon as they go, I'm going to show you an exposed view, as soon as they go horizontal, you're going to steal one of the cards into Tenkai. The way you're going to do this is you've got the King of Diamonds above the King of Hearts double facer. You're going to turn it sideways, and right when you get sideways, your middle finger is going to push the card into your right hand. This is Tenkai. Tenkai is when the card lines up with your hand, one part touches your palm, just a little bit past your middle finger, and the other end, the outer left corner, is held by your thumb. So I'll give you a few different angles so you can see how it's held. That's what it looks like in my hand. From this angle, it's invisible. You can't see it. You're seeing the back of my hand. So what we're doing at speed is we're going to lift it up, turn it over, steal the bottom card into Tenkai as my left forefinger and thumb grab the top card, snap it into view, showing the Ace of Hearts. And at this point, we're going to drop down, make sure they're only seeing the back of your hand, drop down onto the single card, drop the card that you have concealed in your palm. So here's what it looks like. You're dropping this card, you're grabbing both, spreading them out, and turning them over, revealing an instant transposition. That's Redux. Now we're going to go into a quick explanation on how to make your own double facers at home. I've got a card here. We're just going to use an arbitrary card. I took out a joker, and I'm going to explain to you how this works. What you're going to want to do is every card has 3 layers. It has a layer of print. This is the back, the face, and then there's a slight sheath of cardboard in the middle, very thin. The way to do this, to go about making a double facer, is you want to very gently pretty much break the corner. You want to get one of the layers out, and you're going to use your fingernails. Now, I don't have very big fingernails, which is good for this. And you're going to start by spreading it apart. I'm going to get it a little bit bigger here so you can get a good view of it. Now, you want to be very delicate with this. You don't want to work too quick, and you don't want to pull, or you'll tear the card. Let me give you a little exposed view on how that looks when it starts to peel. Okay, now what you're going to want to do is, this is the best way to peel cards, is you're going to want to peel not from the middle, not in, but you're going to want to peel along the sides. So peel along an edge, and once you've gotten a little bit further with it, peel along the other edge. And the way to do this is you want to keep doing that. If you're going to make a double face, you're going to do the faces of 2 cards. Then you're going to go ahead and you're going to get a glue stick. And once you have one layer, if this was a sheath, you'd want to glue one side, okay? Glue one side, take the other one, glue it on top, and here's the most important part. The card isn't going to be quite as strong as a regular card if you make a double facer at home. So you don't want the card to warp. So the way to do this is you're going to take a book, place it right smack dab in the middle of the book, make sure there's no glue on the end so you don't get that in the book, and clean it off and really squeeze it, and then you're going to want to put more and more books on top. You could buy The Art of Astonishment, Card College, they work great. No, I'm just kidding. But they're great books. You're going to put those on top, and you want to really get a lot of weight, 30, 40 pounds, stack them up, get some encyclopedias, and leave that there for a day or 2. Don't be impatient. It's worth its weight in gold to wait on those cards, because otherwise they will warp. But the more and more weight and the more time they press, you'll have a double facer at home, or you can grab one from Penguin Magic. That's Redux.